We now have CJ Huntley and Jordan Marsh up at the mic for their media availability after our 85-73 win against Louisiana at the Holmes Center. We'll just ask that you raise your hand first and then state your name, and then we'll go ahead and fire away with questions.
You guys, Zach Smith, High Country Sports. Jordan, another career night for you. Second week in a row setting a new career high in points. Just talk me through today's game, what you were seeing on the court.
I just let the game come to me. I didn't take any bad shots I didn't want to take, and then just played great overall.
Coming into this game, arguably was going to be one of your toughest tests left in your Sunbelt schedule. Late in the game when you're down 9, what's the conversation down with Coach Kerns between yourselves to kind of get you guys fired up?
Just really just saying next play, having the next play mentality. Really, it's over with. The past is in the past, so just trying to figure out what we can do on offense and defense end just to get back in the game. So.
Jordan, it's been a couple of incredible weeks for you. What's happened for you in terms of like confidence and the like?
Oh, like in general?
Yeah.
Just getting extra shots up and just finding my groove. That's all.
How important, Coach Kerns last week talked to us about how that they'd given you kind of a little pep talk before last week's games. How important was that for you?
That's very important. Just showing them how much they trust me, and then like just giving me talks to say to see what I got to do better and what I got to do right.
CJ, what is it about this team that you seem to be able to find another gear in terms of your play, particularly on the defensive end, late in games?
Just my teammates having confidence in me, especially our big room, just us always competing in practice and stuff like that. So just them having that confidence in me to go in the game when it's close game and stuff like that and compete to the highest level, I have an honor with that.
Not specifically for you, and Jordan, you can answer this too. What is it about your team that seems to just jump up a notch in terms of intensity and stuff as you get to the final 10 minutes of a game?
I would just say our teamness. As a team, we're just collectively a great group of guys. We all have trust in each other, confidence in each other. So I feel like just having that confidence in each other through the rest of the game is just a big part. So.
All right, Chris with Athletic Broadcasting here. How much does the home crowd play into games like these when you guys are like head-to-head with a good team like Louisiana?
It's a big part because like our crowd cheering loud as they can just to distract the other team is just a blessing.
Yeah, I would say the crowd is just a big part in the game. Just them keep packing homes. Just we love the energy they bring every single game. So it's just an honor. Appreciate it.
CJ, Hosanna Katinga in the first half scores 13, almost has a double-double in the first half. Late in the game, Coach Kerns switches you onto Katinga, and you kind of shut him down for the rest of the game. Just what kind of confidence does that build in you moving forward on your defensive abilities?
It just brings a lot of confidence, just Coach Kerns having that confidence in me that he's had all the time. So just seeing that, and then like just having that brings me more confidence in myself to go out there and try to stop him. So.
For both of you, you get down 9, but from that stretch, you outscore Louisiana by 18 points to win the game by double digits. What's the message in the team huddle for when you guys are down like that?
Just like CJ said, just the next play. The game not gonna always be perfect, so we just gotta look at the next play and move on.
Jordan, you get inserted in that same spot down 9, and you just provide so many necessary sparks that fired up the crowd. Just what is the crowd noise and then you hitting shots all together just mean for this team and the energy that you bring?
It just means a lot. I just know my teammates and my coaches trust me a lot, and I just want to go out there and prove them.
Any other questions for Jordan, CJ? All right, thanks, guys. Be back soon with Coach Kerns. All right, up next we have head coach Dustin Kerns after our 85-73 win over Louisiana. We'll let him start with an opening statement, then move into questions.
Yeah, that's a great win over a great team and great program. That's the defending, Sunbelt champions. They've been one of the most consistent programs in the league over the last little bit. And Coach Moreland's the all-time winningest Sun Belt coach. But really proud of our guys. I thought the crowd and the students were terrific. 6,500, I think, was the crowd. It was awesome. It got loud in there. But, like, we wanted to wear them down, and I thought we ended up wearing them down. We made winning plays. Obviously Jordan Marsh had an outstanding game. I thought Xavier Brown was terrific. Donov Mcgregory, another really, really, solid game. But if you just look, everybody was pretty balanced. I think that shows the depth of our team, that it's someone different every night. But that's a great win. That's a team we only play one time, and that's a team at the top of the conference with us. And so really, really proud of our guys. I think I was told a minute ago we're one of 9 teams in the whole country with 22 wins. So really proud of what we're doing.
All right, now we'll move into questions. Just ask that you raise your hand and go ahead and fire away.
Zach Smith, High Country Sports. Today, Donov Mcgregory passed a former teammate of his, Adrian Delph, in the all-time App State scoring leaders. What can you say about not only his performance today, but over the course of his career?
Yeah, man, he just keeps checking all the boxes, right? I mean, all-time wins, another step there, 500 assists, so many rebounds. I mean, he's doing it all, right? And he's enjoying himself, right? And this is the reason he came back to experience put himself in a position like this, right? And so proud of him. I thought he played a really good ball game on both ends, and he's just going to keep racking up the accolades.
So today, about 8.5 minutes left, you're down by 9. What's the conversation to sort of motivate your team?
Yeah, I still think we went small again, all right? And so we did what we did against Toledo. So I guess we're going to maybe have to look at doing that a little bit more, right? It worked out again. And we had success with it a week ago against a really good Toledo team. So we were like, hey, now, obviously there's some teams we can't do that against, right? But they were playing small, and so it allowed us to do it. They were playing Julian as a post, and so we went small again and just really got in a rhythm.
A really clean game for you guys today. Just 5 turnovers. You didn't allow a single point off of those turnovers. What? How big was that?
Oh, huge. That was our number one emphasis, because they're number one in the entire country at defending the 3. They also are one of the top teams in the league at turning you over, and so they're really good at it. And they're going to run you off the 3-point line, and they're going to make you be a player. And while you're doing that, sometimes they get you sped up into mistakes, and they rely on those points. And so just 5 turnovers, the fact that they had 0 points, although it was just huge. I mean, that's probably the difference in the game, because they typically get 14, 15 points from that.
And 15 for 17 from the line for you today.
Yeah.
What's the work been to sort of get you to that point?
Yeah, and we've had games where we've shot the free throws really well. This was another one, and so certainly, proud of our guys. Donovan 3 for 4. Now Donovan's playing like an all Sun Belt player. He is an all Sun Belt player. And then, Jordan Marsh 8 for 9. And so we're going to have those games where we do shoot it well, because we've got good free throw shooters. We've got good shooters. I was impressed. We were 8 for 16 from 3, because once again, they're number 1 in the country. Their opponents are shooting 26% from 3. And for us to shoot 50% from 3 was great, and we took the right ones. And so those were big.
That must have been some pep talk that you and your staff had with Jordan Marsh last week.
You know what? We did. I think I talked about this last week. We
Right.
did meet with him and kind of showed him some analytics and showed him some stuff, and kind of a self scout. But credit him.
Mm-hmm.
He listened. He really understood it and saw it, and he's made the adjustments to his game, and it's been great. And I think he's just kind of got lost in the competition, and I think at some point as a player, you reach a point where you're maybe not worried about this or that, and you just kind of get lost in the moment. And I think he's done a really good job of that.
He seems to have an ability to, do stuff in clutch situations, which is a little bit unusual for a freshman. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I walk by the Auburn photo every day, in the hallway. He's on the court at the end of the game. So as a freshman, that was early in the season. And I think that's the beauty of our team. And I'll always stay consistent as a coach, and our players know this. We're just going to roll with particular that game and who's going with it. And it's somebody different every night. And they know if they show up ready to play, they're going to get their minutes. And once again, I think that's a part of our strength.
First game that I saw you guys play this year, first rotation where Jordan came in, I told somebody sitting next to me, there's something special about this kid. Can you tell me what it was like for you the first time that you saw Jordan play, and what kind of impression he made on you?
Yeah, he's a great kid. Comes from a great family, great mother. Local kid, Charlotte. The impression is how in the world I didn't want to play against that guy. And so that was my first impression watching him is it wasn't, man, I want that kid. It was, I don't want to play against him because of his speed. So when you have that reaction, you don't want to play against him, obviously you want him, right? And so we pursued him hard, and we were able to get him, and he's been good for us.
Every team conditions hard and things like that to prepare for those final 8 or 10 minutes of the game. What is it about your team in particular that they're able to, somehow hit the turbocharger or kick it into another gear and play so efficiently at the end of games?
Yeah, I think that once again, we've got a lot of depth, and so like tonight, not one player played 30 minutes. But on the flip side, they had 5 players over 30 minutes. And so I think that's just a sign of a great team, that when there's no drop-off. I'm not going to get into the kind of the details of how we prepare during the week. But we also, especially this time of year, I think we do a really good job of keeping our guys fresh. Mm-hmm. Because it's been a long year. We've been practicing since September. And so I think that our approach to the week is really beneficial too.
Chris Torre from App Athletics here. I see that you guys scored you had your bench outscored them 39-20. Kind of, how do you elaborate on that and get kind of like the whole team involved in a game like today with the crowd and players all excited and stuff? Yeah,
I mean, I just think we've got great kids, and they're excited about playing. They're really excited about playing in front of crowds like this. And so I'm happy for them that they get to experience 6,500 on just a Saturday in February. And when we've always talked about we want to play in games that matter. I've been hammering that since I got here. We got to play in games that matter. This is a game that mattered. This was 2 teams in the top 4 in the league in late February. And so you got to have fun with it. This is what you do conditioning for in September, for these moments. And our guys have really bought into that.
Coach Ethan Bumgarner, App State Athletics. You have alluded to this as Louisiana's top in the country at defending the three-point shot. You shot 50% from the three, and to add to that, you shot 48% from the field. What was the preparation like going in to this game with only having 1 day to really prepare for it? Yeah, I mean, the quick turnarounds are tough, but our team and staff do a good job with it. And so you can really just kind of make a couple of tweaks and talk about a few things. We get really into the personnel, but they're number 1 in 3-point defending the three, but they're like 344th or something in defending the paint. And so we talked about that. So we know we can't settle for threes. And so we've got to be players. We've got to use ball fakes, shot fakes, get downhill, now kick it to somebody else for a three, maybe now drive it again. And so we really try to emphasize no 0 or 1 pass possessions, make them defend. So they're some sort of stat. They play defense for 16 seconds, which is one of the least amount in the country, right? And they're just trying to speed you up, get a deflection, get a steal, go down and score again. And so we really wanted to try to make them defend and wear them out that way, and I thought we did. I thought it reached a point where our minutes, our freshness, and like I said, they've got really good starting 5. And credit to them. I mean, Fields stepped up off the bench. Guy had 30 points on the season, had 13 tonight. But their starting 5 is really good, really talented. But we really wanted to wear them down. You can see there, all those guys were over, some of them 35, 36 minutes. And so we got to use our depth and make them defend. We talk about time of possession. It's like in football. Like there's time of possession in basketball too. Like you can't go down and take a quick shot, go down and defend for 30 seconds, go down and take a quick shot. You're going to get worn out. Well, it's kind of what we wanted to do today.
You had 3 players score in double figures, 3 other players score with 8, finish the game with 8. Just talk about how, as a coach perspective, knowing that you can trust your bench players and you go deeper and have quality performances from everybody on your team.
Yeah, I've talked about it all year. I think we've got 9 starters. I have no problem starting all those 9 guys, and a lot of them have all started a game this year, right? And so, eventually I think we're going to find a 5 that kind of figures it out, and some nights it's going to be all 8 or 9 that there are 9 guys that figure it out, And so this was a really, really good win over a really good team in front of our awesome crowd. Students were terrific.
Coach, down 9 around the 12-minute mark in the second half. You outscored about 14 minutes. You were down 9. Outscored them by 18 down the stretch to win the game by 12. Just what clicked to make you go on that run?
Yeah, what I think that our team and myself, you're telling me we're down 9. I don't really. I'm sure I knew at the time, but with that much time, I'm not. There's no sense of panic, and there's no sense of panic with our team either. We've been down 9 before. And we've called back several times. Oregon State, I could keep going, right? We got down 9 or 10 early to Auburn, right? But with that much time, let's just figure out next play. Let's figure out maybe our adjustments. We had to figure out Katang. Katang is a good player, and he was hurting us. And then they've got really high-level shooters out there. And so if you double team him, he's an exceptional passer. He's one of their best assist guys. So they got two guys with positive assist turnover, Fulks and Katang. And so if you go double Katang, he's finding a shooter. And now you're giving him a wide open look, and now you're in rotations. And so we really tried to do some different stuff to not to have to do that, but we ended up having to trap him a couple times. And so he was a really good player for him today. And like I said, they've got a really talented group.
Yeah, you talk about how good Katenga is, but when you go small with those 4 guards down the stretch and you have CJ guarding him, he really stepped up his game and shut out Katenga for most of the rest of the game. Just touch a little bit about CJ's performance today.
Yeah, and we were able to use Jordan Marsh to kind of help him. So I don't know if you saw, when they did throw it to him, they were going at CJ Huntley. We told Jordan Marsh to use his quickness to just go down there and help us get the ball. And instead of rotating off other people. And being a full rotation. We just kind of went off one person. So that's some stuff that we tried on the fly. And we tried trapping them off the passer. We tried trapping them big to big. I think we turned them over then. So we tried to give him different looks. But he's a good player. And, Julian leads the league in scoring, holding him to 9 points. Charles and Katang get almost 80% of the rebounds, and holding Charles to only 2 offensive rebounds was a big deal. Fulks is a really good player. I thought we did a nice job on him, but Fulks is a key player for them. And then Garnett. Garnett's a guy that is shooting over 40% for 3 and held him to 0 for 4. And so I think they only had 1 3 in the second half, and I think that was a big deal for us. I think they 1 for 10 from 3 in the second half. That was especially when we got up. Hey, listen, we can't give them threes.
Any other questions for Coach Kerns? All right, thanks everybody.
Go Mountaineers, take the stairs.